Okay, let's start off by looking at a traditional melody harmonized in a fairly simple 18th century style. And what we're going to see in this example is that a lot of the rules from what we know about counterpoint still apply. For example, looking at this without even hearing it, you can see that the counterpoint is a one-to-one relationship. For every note in the bass line, there's a note in the melody. Now, I think probably going forward, most of the time, I'm going to use those words instead of counterpoint and cantus firmus. It's just a little bit more relevant to the kind of music that we're talking about here. Once you hear this song, you'll say, oh, that's a melody, and the lower part is a bass line. It sounds very much like that and less like a counterpoint example, but it still is a counterpoint example. So, in a way, it's really similar to first species counterpoint. Every note has a paired note in the melody and bass line. But it's not whole notes. The rhythms change. But that's okay in this kind of music that we're doing now. So let's hear this, and you might recognize the melody. Okay, that's My Country 'Tis of Thee, kind of American folk song, hymn, or something like that. So let's treat this just like we treated the traditional counterpoint. So the first thing I want to do is look at our intervals. So let's label our intervals the same way we did before. Okay, an F to an F is an A. A D to an F is a third. A B flat, don't forget that key signature. A B flat to a G is a 6. A C to an E is a third. Oops. A C to an F is a fourth, which is a dissonance still, but sort of. We'll come back to that. A C to a G is a fifth. An F to an A is a third. Oops. A D to an A is a fifth. A B flat to a B flat is an octave. A C to an A is a sixth. A C to a G is a fifth. A D to an F is a third. A B flat to a G is a sixth. A C to an F is another fourth. A C to an E is a third. And an F to an F is an 8. Okay, so there's my intervals. Now let's look at the kind of motion we have here. Remember that we have a few different types of motion. Contrary motion is the one that we like the most. That gets used more than anything else in traditional counterpoint. In this kind of counterpoint, we still lean on contrary motion as much as possible, but we also have a stronger use of oblique motion. Remember, oblique motion is a situation like right here, where one note stays the same. So it's kind of odd motion because only one voice is moving. That's called oblique motion. So let's do this.